so I think we're mostly done with this turn. We've done heavy airstrikes against the French Air Force. We've done all of that. Okay, so let's... I'm not really adding more to the build queue. No reports available. Okay. So these guys are going to come down and sit there. And these submarines are going to come out here and sit out there on those two. And we can see here. Trade convoys, these two are currently active. This one, because before, if you remember, the Germans were using the one through the Baltic Sea. Now they have to get their iron ore coming through from the, you know, Norwegian Sea, North Sea, however you want to say that. Turn that off so that we can figure that out. Now we're going to move these guys to here. They're going to come and occupy Warsaw. And again, remember, 6 units kept within 10 hexes of Warsaw to keep the Soviets from thinking they might want to become adventurous. Now, we are going to get 2 more divisions coming in, and this is sort of traffic management element that trying to think on here. Okay, you're not that great of a unit, so we're going to move you back to here and move you up to Dusseldorf. So that will freeze up 1 hex for that. And because I want to keep my okay. I think we're going to go with another airstrike. Okay, we have losses of 1. I'm going to now they've had a loss of 1 on that attack. They can't reach that one, but they can reach. Oh no, yeah, they can. Now that one's had a loss of 1, and they've had a loss of 2. Very good. So far, our bombing campaign has seemingly doing more damage to them than us. Okay, so again, we're in December, we're in winter. The weather, I'm used to seeing a little more snowy, but still I'm not going to try to attack in the winter for either of our moves, next major moves into Norway, Denmark, or attacking the sort of Fallgelb type attack. Okay, so we have fairly good. Now what I'm also sort of worried about are long-term issues. Let's Go with another air transport. And I want to build another escort to help with that. Now for Italy. Merchant Marine. Yeah. We're going to build some truck supplies and Merchant Marine, which devastates their stockpile, but still. No, we're just going to leave that there. So I think that's all I want to do this turn. You see they're building their defensive line just south of the Belgian border. Okay, Finland refuses the Soviet demands. And now, North Atlantic and South Atlantic convoys. Well, our one group sinks nothing on the North Atlantic, and our South Atlantic 2 groups sink 5 convoys. Now, the enemies on our Nordic or convoy lane, one group sinks one of our convoys here, which that is. Yes, Fairline 360. It is. Well, they all. I would say both the games have for sure their roots back into old Third Reich, but yeah, I would say it's a general improvement. Since this is Slytherin / Matrix, they publish or are going to be publishing this and publish both games. Strategic Command World at War is still probably the best of these types of games for a global conflict. I would love to see eventually, in the years to come, Alvaro, not in short term, but love to see this expanded into a global conflict like that. But I'm liking this, and I've played, you know, in the number of hours I played this a lot less than Strategic Command, but I'm liking it. What I've found of it so much more, or more. So not that Strategic Command isn't good, it is. And are we there yet? Yes, we're here yet. Okay, I've been wanting to show this off. One thing Strategic Command does do, it has some specialty units, like engineers, like tank destroying units. And what I didn't like about Strategic Command of those units is those units couldn't stack with your corps or your divisions. Where here, you have the ability, and we could see engineers here will have the river crossing penalty. I don't know if you could do a fort attack bonus for engineers. You can do tank destroyers, which gives +2 to anti-tank for a unit. Elite is 10% up there. Heavy artillery, enemy entrenchment -1. Infiltrators, retreat plus that, and winter combat helps you with that. So because we know we're wanting to come across the Meuse back here, river, we know that that is a critical element in invading France. We currently have 116 points. Each one of these to add to a division, and it, as far as I can tell, is basically permanent to a division. So we're going to add engineers to this corps to be able to get across the Meuse as well as potentially other rivers in the future. So that is a really nice feature to be able to add to units. The Pacific and Global is planned very good. Oh yeah, no, this is you know, this is a wonderful start of the game. So you know, this is where I would start with developing any of the games as well. Is start out with a you know, European theater. Okay, now that these guys have attacked there, we're going to just move out here. Oh. And sit on another point, just in case they come looking for me. Hopefully catch some more units. Let's see, we spotted them up there. Doesn't mean they'll be there if we were to try to go after them now. The snow. Do I do some more bombing? I'm going to let my air units recover. We can see that they will get back to full strength and are getting their effectiveness. And I'm sure there's a lot of different things, including supply levels that affect effectiveness of units, as well as we have been seeing these guys been aerial attacked, which reduces their effectiveness until it builds up. And there's a whole formula, I can't recite it here, of regaining effectiveness, and HQs, supply, all sort of go into that. Weather, I think, as well. Now, I'm anticipating needing to garrison, both for dealing with partisans as well as dealing with invasions. Places like Norway, places, you know, the Benelux countries, France. So I want to build just a few infantry divisions. They're relatively cheap. We'll start with 4. Now, if I find that I've overbuilt, as I said earlier, you can combine 2 divisions to create a small corps, add a 3rd division to the small corps, which will then create a large corps. So that if you find yourself with too many small units, you can stack them up, if you will, for the infantry units to combine them to make them, you know, one of these. And because where this is, we see that 85% effectiveness, where that's at 90, the difference between 10-5 and 9-5, just for your information. Okay, units. Oh, let's look for Italy. I don't want to forget about Italy, but nothing I don't think we're going to buy. And so we can see January for the Fallschirmjägers. Now these divisions are building faster than our motorized and our Panzer, so they'll be here soon. And so let's continue this. Yes. Right now, just wait for the weather to turn and the production on the 2 motorized forces for me. It's going to push it into a May attack. They're bombing up here. I think that was a strategic bombing and not a bombing targeting the infantry unit, the corps. Okay, so North Atlantic Convoy Group got one group sinking 2 convoys. The South Atlantic Group sank 6 convoys, and the British, and or it could be French, but I think it's British, sunk 2 of our convoys. Coming around here, yeah, that's a British counter. So they're up there doing that. Now, yeah, we don't need to do that yet. Well, yeah, just to sort of show it off. Okay, this unit here, you can embark the full operation points, and it now is here as a transport. It uses up some of the transports, but once the invasion is over, the transports, if I'm not mistaken, go back to the pool, so you don't have to now they can be sunk, which will destroy the transports and you lose the units on board, so they can be sunk, so you have to keep that in mind, but they're not just a one shot. Yes, each turn based on supply. Yeah, as he's saying. So some of these units are sitting here, and we can see this is a supply 7. Well, let me remove the unit from the map here. Oh no, that's not the offender. Oh well, I guess that's a 10 supply because it's on the city of Dusseldorf and Cologne, major cities, so they have even higher levels of supply than the normal 0 through 9. So 7s don't get as much supplies as 9s, is sort of obvious. And so some of these cores are sitting there that aren't as ready as others. And we can see a difference possibly from recent bombings. 91 versus, well, 91 and 91. Don't know why that was 16 instead of 17. Probably some sort of arcane reason. Oh, experience levels. There we go. So you can see here this has a 70 experience. This unit got a little more action in Poland, presumably, so it's at 74, so it's at a little bit stronger. Non-NATO. Oh, you mean silhouette counters. Alvaro, there are a lot of players out there that can't read, and I think it may be an age or generation thing, that can't read or have trouble with the NATO style counters. I play with these naturally with all those. I would suggest when you get the time, not like I'm suggesting before release, but when you get the time, to try to do something that looks like infantrymen, something that looks like tanks, something that looks like armored cars as an alternate. Oh, there is another counter set. Okay. Okay. So you do have another counter set. Great. I like these. This is the way I play with the NATO counters, but I do know that there are a fair number of people that just didn't grow up learning this as natural. I read this as supernatural, just instinctively know what it is for me. But great to hear. Okay, so production. Well, now this is, I would tell you, Alvaro, and again, I know this is a UI thing and not easy. When I'm here to see what to buy, I would love to see what is in the production queue, just to see what's coming and to know what's there. And so we've just had several more convoys hit, so we're down to Merchant Marina 42. So I want, and because they take a while to build, 180 days, cost a bit, so we're going to produce that. And also, how are we doing for our trucks? No, and I'm just anticipating whether it's North Africa or invading the Soviet Union and wanting lots and lots of trucks. There is a manual for this. Very much so. Oh yes. Oh yes. For supply. If you add trucks to a core counter, you hit the trucks. All units 1 hex away from that core will get a supply bonus for the next turn. You can specifically give trucks to a specific unit that will boost their supply. I don't know that I can adequately give all the details of it, but there are various ways. You can also do airborne airlift supplies to a unit. So yeah. Now I'm going to. No, we're leaving these. Yeah. Let's start heading back, because we're going to be going low on supply soon. So we're going to start heading back, but keep raiding and keep moving around. Okay, so we're still in January. Back to what I want to build. Italy. Supply truck, merchant marine. I'm just thinking North Africa, low supplies. I haven't really fought there yet. Haven't played that far into the game, quite honestly. But I'm just picturing, from my historical knowledge, wanting more supplies and trucks there. Always like Southern streams, especially. Thanks, Arno. Do appreciate that. Okay, so we have that German stock. I'm gonna, I think, stockpile. Thanks for following. The last one. Hope you're not the last one that'll follow us, but if you are, so be it. Yeah, we're gonna wait before we add more to production. Well, you know. The submarine. No, it's 220. Okay, just too short. Okay, we do need to wait. I was thinking more subs. Okay, North Atlantic Convoy Group sinks 2 convoys. The South Atlantic 2 groups sinks 4 convoys. Yeah, low on supplies, and we've lost 1 more convoy on our group. And it looks like the French are sending some submarines up there too. So they're low supply, so we will come up to here and then let's see, down to there like that before we're totally starving out. Oh, I don't like that. Going too close to that, so I'll have to come into port next turn. Thanks, Crash Landing, for the date. Yes, the 24th October. So we're getting close to release. And now we have enough to do another submarine group. Well, We're eventually going to even get France, so because we can see here the between, now these are 39, is defense not quite as good, but quite possibly we'll get further out of field. So I'm going to go with a long-range submarine group, 39 model, to do that. And I don't know. We have transports and landing ships fairly good. We're getting more merchant marines. Italy's getting some more trucks. Coming. Transports. Make sure that they can get there. I think we're going to save up on Italy and for Germany. Yeah, even that would be sort of expensive for our current needs. I like mountain core units. Yeah. The big thing is coming. Oh, well, we have ready. We can deploy our Fallschirmjägers. Now, one thing again in this is just, well, a suggestion. It isn't, and I don't know if it's practical. From reading on the Fallschirmjägers, they can only drop into unoccupied hexes, and I remember reading you have a nice sort of analysis for Malta. But I sort of like it do or die, win or lose. You know, if you lose it, it's just completely destroyed. Fallschirmjäger option to parachute in on top of units, but that's just sort of me. I don't know if the engine is capable of it. Don't know if it's even a good idea. I don't know that I plan on using them going after the Low Countries. They have a general paradrop range of 8 hexes. I ain't gonna stick them here for now. Definitely looking to use them going after places like Crete and Cyprus or something like that as being a very useful element for it. Oh, America, let's see. Invade Greenland. Hello, PS 359. Yes, and it really does, and we're going to, I'm hoping, I'm pushing through for it. I'm not seeing that we're going to get there, though. Yeah, next turn, so let's keep pushing ahead. Would like to get at least the invasion of the Low Countries done today. I don't know if we're going to get all the way to Paris. Okay, and no supplies, and they took out one of our convoys. Again, just a UI suggestion. It might be nice at a glance to recognize the difference between a convoy group attacking us versus one of ours attacking the enemies on the reports. Just more of a suggestion than anything else, but yeah, you come to that port. So just for quick reading, quick glance to know, because I really don't want to risk my Navy battling these here now, so I'm not trying to sub hunt. But if I wanted to take up the the light cruisers and destroyers and try to mess with them, but I'd at least be a little better warned of that. And again, it's not a big issue now. Okay, it's February, we got nice weather. Still a little too early in my opinion for an invasion of... Okay, we've lost 2 to their 1, no more, and we're going to strike there. Now they've lost 1. Do airstrikes on there. Okay, they've lost an air unit. They've lost another air unit. And another one. And another one. Okay, that should hopefully be wrecking their air considerably. Now we're going to not be doing all of that, and the reason I'm doing it now is when we start actually invading, we're going to be using the air as support for our ground. Yeah, okay, second. Yeah, no, I like this better than Strategic Command. Strategic Command has its points. Okay, we've got those in. It's February. I want to wait. Big thing, of course, we will be getting those divisions, but is the motorized and the armored division in April before going further west. Okay, we've got a big enough stockpile. Time to see about buying some more. Yeah, I want more air power. I want to punish air attacks. Merchant Marine, we got 10 coming. We've been taking some hits, so we've got some replacements. Maybe I'm over anticipating losses, but I do want some more. For Italy, 161. Well, that's enough to start thinking about. Merchant Marine, how are they doing for... Okay, truck supply, Merchant Marine 10. Also anticipating a lot of losses there for Italy. Again, maybe over anticipating that, but I'd rather have more than not enough when the time comes. Again, for those of you who may have recently joined us, Alvaro here, he is the lead developer for the game, so what he says is going to be true about the game. So listen to him on it, especially if he's correcting me. Yeah, I really like Gary Grimsby's work. I think it's phenomenal, but obviously his work is down more at the divisional type level, and so it's more tailored to that. And so this is obviously more on the overall strategic level. So there's very good places for both games. I am the game, yes. He is. Hey, Exurgent, how you doing? Yes, Exurgent. Also known on Twitter as the artist Johnson. He is a very good painter of miniature war games figures. So. Yeah, so pay attention to what Alvaro says. He knows what he's talking about. Like I said earlier in the stream, I've detailed read parts of the manual, skimmed the whole thing quickly, and have been playing the opening year or so of the game a few times, but that is about it. So I have a reasonable understanding, no more than that. Okay, what do we have? 2 fighter units coming. Okay, that and what we have there, I don't know if it's going to be enough, but it should be a significant Western defense. More occupation divisions, I think, is what we need to do. Yeah, we'll just do 2 more like that. Keep from completely to be. Yeah, no, this is a really great game. I've been in, like I say, limited playing, but enjoying it immensely. Okay, so all of our subs are back in base. We're in February. It's still early, so let's push on. Hey, Dickie G, good to see you here. Early at the beginning of the stream, which will be, if you want to watch it later on the VOD, and I will be posting a version of what I've recorded here on my YouTube channel. I go over a lot of the conditions of what nations will join the Axis or the Allies under what conditions, times, victories, controlling certain political. So defeating France, you get basically, Bulgaria and Romania into your faction. I don't know if the sort of Soviet occupation of, I keep forgetting what this is called, this area here is in the game, or the Hungarian occupation of parts of Romania are in this, but they will come in at certain times. Oh yeah. And that's, as he's saying about the supply for the North Africa, is why I've been building trucks. I have not played that, but what we can do here is sort of get somewhat ready for this. And to be able to better supply things. Yeah, so, and we can remove just quickly here the units, so you can see that And then supply here, where it comes in, where it's generated in different places here for, well, Italy, you know, the axis is what we're looking at here. So, yeah, let's turn that off and turn units back on so we can keep playing. They normally don't announce that the cost until actually the game is released, and I don't know that Avaro, yeah, marketing and sales end. Yeah, I'm sure they have an idea, but they're the ones that need to announce it, and I think that'll be on release day that they know it. We'll let everyone know, and they don't tell me that kind of stuff early. Okay, so now that these guys have been resupplied, we're going to send them back out. Now, obviously, once we have France, we won't have to keep going in and out and around Britain. I'm going to see if we can script those without having to come back and around and do better at syncing convoys and fleets. And we're still waiting, yeah, February 20th, so we'll be getting more of the security divisions soon. Okay, I'm gonna let my air have, it took some losses, let my air have a little time off to resupply, or reinforce maybe technically. Hey, well, if Slytherin doesn't tell me something, I don't have to worry about keeping it a secret. Things like, you know, pricing and whatnot. So they know it. Okay, so we're now into March. Let's make sure we get the, I'll put the subs there. Let them have a full point on them. Now I'm going to move, we'll actually use the rail. Can show off rail transport so that we can get that there quicker. Now we can now deploy these divisions. Well, oh, at the deployment. Don't know if I needed that one that I moved up there. We'll deploy one here, two there, and one down there. Okay, we got some more coming in April, and they're coming in March. Supply trucks for Italy back over here. Italy, they have still just 2 supply trucks and only 10 coming. So what we're going to do is look to build more supply trucks, 10 at a time for 30. Yeah, I think that will be useful. Yes, core level game. And I'm glad you did include divisions, because in attacking in France, particularly, I find divisions on this game to be not useless, but less useful. Not, you know, I mean, I really want to concentrate on the cores on the main front. But the ideas of like occupying in something spread out like Norway, or you know, anti-partisan stuff that I'm anticipating in other parts of the world, divisions are sort of a nice, you know, tutorial. You're supposed to watch YouTubers like myself to learn how to play the game, not play tutorials. Come on, get with the times. I'm just teasing. Of course, tutorials can be very helpful, and like I've often use tutorials to learn how to play a game before putting it on YouTube, but yeah. Okay, so but we have, okay, so we've built some more trucks coming for Italy, so that will give them 20 trucks. Because they only have, well, 2 now, so 22 technically, but yeah. Germany supply, yes, but I want to do a lot. That is very tempting for me. We can see some of the range is 6 versus 10, and naval air means attacking naval units. So 3 for that. 2, I think we'd rather go with the closer. Well, naval training helps specialize that. Yeah. Now, in multiple games of this type, Germany just cannot effectively take on, particularly the combination of the Royal Navy and the United States Navy, as it's likely to be built up over time. So I find it wasteful to try to build big capital ships, because I don't want to confront the enemy navy with my navy. But I like to, and I don't know how effective it will be in this game, but I like to use naval air for Germany along with submarines to disrupt their naval abilities and do strikes and that type of things. Like divisions here. After the invasion of Poland, this corps has 70% experience and at 96% readiness. And this one here has 74% and 96%. So they both have the same effectiveness, but we can see this is slightly stronger at 18 versus 17 just because of the experience factors in the and leadership. Yes, I'll show you that too. This HQ here, Army HQ, is commanded by von Reichenau, loathsome character. But you can see if we got it's different, switching to different commanders have different point totals, where somewhere in here is Guderian. And I probably scrolled past him and you all saw, and were shouting at me to stop. But somewhere in here is Heinz Guderian. Oh, here it is. You know, Guderian. Okay, so we can convert him to Guderian. So I want to do that for one of the, let's see if I can pick out, yeah, this guy. Let's see if we can. Blaskowitz, he's an alright commander historically, but not so great. I would rather convert him over there. So we have 24 command points. It'll cost 24 command points to switch out him, and you can see he is a 785, so increased mobility. So we're going to have him very close to the front and helping our command. So each one of these HQs has slightly different stats and what they support. And you can see the area of effectiveness by the little tags on that. So I think it's auto assigned. I don't know exactly how when you buy a new HQ. I haven't actually bought one, needed to yet. And nothing more to do there. So yeah, we're yeah, because another armor, even that will, well, like I say, I like mountain units. Yeah, let's do that. So I'm figuring he'll be useful, primarily looking at, like, in battling in Yugoslavia, Greece. Don't know if we'll ever get out into Persia or anything, but there's a lot of cool places to use mountain units. And so I like a nice mountain unit or 4 to have in different fields. Okay, so yeah, March is still too soon.